Hello, it's Chase Craig, and I just wanted to continue on the message I was speaking yesterday because I don't think I was really getting to the heart of what I wanted to say. Also, I don't think the video looked all that good, but that's neither here nor there. I want to kind of get back into it and maybe talk a little more on the idea of living on faith and basically what that means. And that's something I'm still. I don't think I've ever truly been like when it comes to faith. I've always been very weak. I've had moments where I get a little closer, moments where I fall away, and it's hard for me to understand exactly why. I have those things where I fall away and go back and forth. And the more it happens, the more I get tired, the more I get sick of having to go back and forth. And whether or not when your faith turns to certainty, where you can believe without doubt, it's the opposite of faith. It's not doubt, but the opposite of faith being certainty. Getting to a place to where you know that there's no more questions, where you can read the word and know not only that it's true, but that Jesus did come and that he did die on the cross and he did rise again. And that the blood he shed on the cross is for your salvation and your redemption. And that you can have a chance to live again, being in his name and his word. When you get to a point to where your faith is no longer your question, but rather your certainty. And at that point, you begin to have struggles. The struggles are mainly in the flesh, whether it being the sins of greed or lust or anger. And that's where I can kind of agree with. At the very basic level, what sins I can personally say that I've had troubles with, I would say is anger and greed. And the idea of lust, I think, is easier to solve because there's two different forms of love. And there's love and there's lust. And if you can find love or an idea of love, it's kind of an easy way to not fall victim to lust. But then with greed and anger or pride, maybe, are three sins that I know I've had troubles with. And I'm slowly learning to try to figure it out, and I don't want to talk too much to you like I know anything about it, because I know nothing about it, because I'm still working on that myself. But with the idea of each sin that we have to deal with, because we get to a certain point when our faith can become our certainty. We no longer have to feel like, is it even true? We get to a point where we know that this did happen, that Jesus is Lord. But we find trouble actually accepting him as Lord. Or maybe we know that he's our Lord, we know that he's there. But we have trouble truly accepting him into our hearts for everyday life. Simply because that whatever struggle that we have to deal with, whether it being financial, health, and sometimes health and financial, or anything else, whatever struggle that we have to deal with in our normal everyday life, it begins to have an effect on us, and then our faith becomes just in our back seat. We know that he's Lord, we know that he's there, we've solved all the questions, but it's still an issue that that our faith in Jesus isn't really paying the bills. And that's when those sins start to officially become issues or problems. So, I guess that's kind of what the message is. And I kind of want to open the Bible and talk a little about this for a second. In Job 27:9, but Job answered and said, "How have you helped him who is without power? How have you saved the arm that has no strength? How have you counseled one who has no wisdom? And how have you declared sound advice to many? To whom have you uttered words? And whose spirit came from you? The dead tremble, those under the waters, and those inhabiting them shall naked before him, and destruction has no covering. He stretches out the north over empty space. He hangs the earth under nothing. He bands up the water in his thick clouds, yet the clouds are not broken under it. He covers the face of his throne. He spreads his clouds over it." And I'm going to stop there. As I'll read that, and I kind of, it's like a moment where I first opened the Bible, and it's just like kind of just blast right in my face. How have you spoken to me? What words have you spoken, or what Spirit has spoken through you? And that's kind of an issue that I know I've been dealing with lately. And this is as an actor. In Homicide Crew, the character that I play, I had a moment where I took to myself, and I was really studying some method acting and practicing method acting and getting into the role. And I feel like I kind of went too far. I felt like maybe I knew I was going too far. I was about to go too far, and I went too far anyway. And I had this moments where I would break down. It wasn't me speaking; it was speaking through me. Moments where I wasn't on set, I wasn't filming. Just moments I just fell down, whether I was laughing or whether I fell down with this demonic voice speaking through me. He was talking about, there's this one celebrity, he's a rapper, I'm not going to mention his name, that he just does. I was speaking about him, and I just thought that was random. And speaking not only about something about him, and something I guess that's more of a warning that particular rapper should probably know about. I'm not going to mention his name. But just moments where I knew I was going too far, but I did it anyway. And I'll read that, and it's like seeing something that just kind of speaks to me a little. And I think about my whole life or ministry, I guess. Because I've had moments where I've thought about my ministry, and I thought about my preaching and starting a ministry and everything. And again, that's fallen to a backseat because I think that's mainly my pride that forces me to say I need to do this rather than that. I can't talk too much about the Lord because maybe people might not like that. And the very first song on Unsingable is when the Lord Comes Down, and I was very scared about doing something too religious because I didn't want to do anything too controversial, and so I ended up with this pop song, this kind of it was not even bubblegum pop, but it was. It took a lot of work, and a lot of that work was just trying to make it not too gospel. It couldn't be too gospel because people might not like that, and so that's how that goes. Next, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna flip to another page to Psalms 47:9. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and through the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, through its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. There is a river, those streams shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacle of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God shall help her, just as the break of dawn. The nations raged, the kingdoms were moved, he uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our refuge. Come behold the works of the Lord, who has made desolate in the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns the chariot in the fire, but still, be still, and know that I am God. I am exalted among the nations. I am the exalted of the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Now I'm going to skip over to Isaiah 41:29 or 43:7. It has set him on fire all around, yet he did not know, and it burned him, yet he did not take it down to heart. And again, that continues on just what I was just now talking about. And this actual message I want to talk about, I guess, preach about, is a message on living by faith. Living by faith, and what faith actually is. Being, when you reach a point in your faith that you can be sure without doubt that the Lord is God, that Jesus is Lord, he died on the cross for your sins, and that you know that you are complete with him because it is he who strengthens you. When you get to that point to where you have no more questions, you have no doubts, the struggle at that point in living by faith is that because Jesus may not directly pay off all your bills, or just faith in him may not pay your bills, it becomes an issue of it needs to take a backseat because you gotta do what you gotta do now. And at that point, that's you begin to excuse yourself or excuse your actions of saying, well, I gotta do what I gotta do because I gotta pay this, but I gotta pay that, but I gotta do that. And then we enter an issue of money. And when you're not able to live within your means, or you live too much for your pride, and you think, or your pride or your ego that says, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I need this to do that, I don't need that to do that, I need that to do that. And you begin to live more like the American government, and you begin to live for, I need this, I need this, I need this, and all your needs or your wants become too much, and you begin borrowing money, taking money, and either money you can't pay back or you probably won't pay back because you forget to pay back. And even that's not really an issue, but the issue becomes when your finances become too much of a trouble because it gets too out of hand. And I understand though that life happens and things happen, and that's the reason why that thought entered my head, and I felt like the need to say it, but I hate having to talk about that because again, I don't even know if I'm worthy enough to mention it or say it, but it definitely it's worthy of being said, maybe just not by me. Living by faith is something that's to be done every single day, and begin each day and end each day, and live throughout each day on prayer, and not just the simple belief and then do whatever you gotta do to get through the day. I'm talking of every decision you make throughout the day should be consulted with your faith. What does your faith tell you to do in whatever situation? And if whatever decision you're about to make would hurt or not be good to your faith, or if whatever decision you're about to make in your life or in your career it may help your finances, but you're going to lose your soul in the process, or you're going to lose your life in the process, or you're going to that's not really a fair argument. losing your soul is probably more what the argument is. If whatever decision you're about to make may help your finances, but you're going to lose your soul in the process, to which what would it profit a man to gain the world and to lose his only soul? That is the best argument to be made. For God so loves the world, he gave his only begotten Son. And I think with that being said, I think the message is complete.